Hello, my name is Fakhri Azam, and I am the founder of an organization called Innate Pro. Along with that, I'm also the state president for Startup Innovation Cell of CIMSME. I'm very, very happy to be here with all of you, students of the Martiniere College. Innate Pro, my company, has been associated with Martiniere College for the last 10 years. We have been very proudly assisting the school in terms of the assessments, the analysis for capability and aptitude test that happens in your career guidance cell and the analysis that happens in your junior school. Topic of today, entrepreneurship and startup. Startup, the name rings a bell. In the recent times, this has been one of the most popular words that everybody wants to read about or hear about. All of you young minds there, have a different idea or have your own version or have your own aspiration and dream of starting a startup and becoming an entrepreneur. And the names of the company that come to your mind once you hear startup are Oyo, Ola, Uber, Amazon, Flipkart, massive companies, and they all started with an idea, unconventional idea. That is what startup is all about. It's one of the most unconventional models of doing business. I'll show you a PowerPoint presentation and we would break a lot of myths because especially the young minds, with all you hear, all the things that you read, they do create false myths somewhere in your mind. Let's find out what startup is all about and how you can make it your dream or your aspiration and make it come true. All right, just give me a moment to share the screen so that we see the PowerPoint presentation. Can all of you see the screen there, the PowerPoint? The topic is breaking the myths, startup, entrepreneurship, and the tagline is students with an idea. Believe me, the idea is not restrictive to any age or stage of life. It can come to you any moment, any time. You already would have had so many ideas in your mind. And all of you would be thinking that how do I convert that idea into a successful entrepreneurship organization? Let's find out what it takes and what we need to do. Startup as a business model is one of the most unconventional models of doing business. It breaks all the normal rules that are applied to doing business in terms of financial support, in terms of the way you do your business. Well, it all starts with an idea and its utility for people, but it's all in your perception. There's no physical, because it's never been done earlier. Most of these startups you see, thinking out of the box, a new idea has never been tried earlier. Entrepreneurship or a startup is like you're creating your own path of what you want to do in the future. It's not a road which is traveled frequently by somebody else, because if somebody has already traveled there, it will not work for you. It's no more a startup. It's no more thinking out of the box. It's no more a different aspect of doing business. To start with, what are the 5 basic aspects to succeed as an entrepreneur or succeed as a startup? There are 5 P's. The first, purpose. You need to have a purpose. Why you want to do it, what you're going to gain out of it, what is the value addition you're going to do to the society or to your customer. The purpose has to be absolutely clear, crystal clear. Persistence, the second most important virtue or the second most important P out of the 5. Persistence is a key, because if you give up, everything finishes. So you need to keep that persistence on. People, any business model, startup, entrepreneurship, end of the day, you're creating a new program, your new service or a product. It has to be consumed by people. It has to be consumed by somebody. That's how you make it a commercial success. People are one of the most important contributors. So when you're thinking about that idea, apply it for people. Patience. If you look at the 4th P, you see that spider making a web. A lot of patience to put it together. You cannot dream or achieve your dream and become a success overnight. We read about these companies or hear about these companies, but there are a lot of effort, a lot of time, a lot of patience, a lot of rejections they have been through by the time they arrived at their success platforms. Profit is the 5th and the most important out of the 5 Ps. If you are starting a business, if you want to be an entrepreneur, end of the day, you need to make good money for yourself and for the people who have invested in your business. Profitability should be right there from the day you start with an idea. It needs to be measured from that time. Can it really be profitable? This is a very important slide. It basically gives you a visibility of the core skills required to be an entrepreneur or to be a successful startup. Thinking out of the box, we all know. Good idea, out of the box thinking. But is that idea finding a gap? Or is it just a brilliant idea, which is you are very passionate about? End of the day, you being the only consumer of your idea cannot make it a commercial success. You need to find people. It needs to reach masses. It needs to scale up. Out of the box thinking, but with a focus that you're filling a gap that exists. Risk taking, because it's never been done before, so it involves a lot of risk, and you should be ready to take that risk. Observation. You should be very observant, because the more observant you are, you're going to notice changes, positive or negative, and take decisions accordingly. Critical outlook to life. Analytical, critical. Why? How? Why not? It always helps whenever you are traveling a path never traveled before. It will help you make decisions and judgments. Communication. This is the core. Communication is the core for any success in life, or even living the life the way you are living. Any idea, any talent, any emotion, anything that you have, if it is not expressed properly, if it doesn't reach the others, it's a waste. It only remains within you. And if what remains within you, you cannot convert that into a commercial success or even tell the world what you have. Communication is the core. And it's not about speaking English. It is much beyond that. It's being able to reach out to somebody. High AQ. AQ is the latest buzzword in the corporate circle. Adversity quotient, you heard about IQ, you heard about emotional quotient. Adversity quotient is the core to succeed as an entrepreneur, because it is the ability to handle stress and pressures. Any business, any entrepreneurship, any startup would have a lot of obstacles because it's a new road you're creating for yourself. You cannot do away with those obstacles, but you can actually enhance your ability to face those obstacles and win over them. Developing your AQ is very important, and there are ways to do it. You can ask me later. Financial literacy, one of the most important aspects. If you're not literate about financial aspects, believe me, a wonderful idea, a wonderful product can get you into losses. So you need to have your financial planning, financial outlook, the way you plan and when you need money, from where you need money, how much you need money, how much profit you'll make out of that kind of investment, what's the return on investment. Financial literacy is very important. Networking is the core skill to do business in the future world. Without networking, nothing works, because most of the services are applicable to people and you need to network and collaborate. That's the next point. Believe me, a lot of us believe it's my idea, I can make it. You have an idea, but to convert that idea into a successful, scalable product, process, or service, you need to have people who have different expertise, who can chip in to bring the whole thing up into a stage, onto a platform, and take it off from there. So collaboration and networking is a core. Do not believe I can do it alone. You can bring it to a level. What after that? Collaboration and network works. Business skill. Business skill is so important because you need to make sense, commercial sense out of your idea. So business skills is very important. I'll move on to the next slide. This is a list of aspects that as an entrepreneur you would always need. First, passion. You need to be passionate about your idea. That will be your only motivation, because believe me, when you start something which has never been tried before, there are a lot of people who will come and tell you, oh, it's a stupid thing. Don't burn your fingers. It will never work. You need to be passionate to avoid listening to them and move forward with your ideation, with your own conviction. Mentoring is one of the most important aspects. Somebody may have done something or been through a stage of life. Look for that person, look for that expert. The idea may be yours, but the experience of doing things practically would always help you. So find a mentor. Idea protection is one of the core. A lot of people have burned their fingers. They share the idea with an excitement that I would get some fun, or I would find investors, or I can scale it up, and the idea has been taken away from them and they can't do anything about it. There are a lot of legal protection available for you. Must do that before you move to the next level. The options are patents, trademarks, copyrights, trade secrets. There are legal experts. There are experts who practice this. Find one. Collaboration, I've already mentioned. Business plan, a must. You cannot say that I have all of it in my mind. Believe me, when you are stressed out, that thing doesn't come in the forefront and will not be able to support you. You need to have it on a platform, on a paper, or on your laptops. Financial plan, another deadly requirement. No, financially, when, at what stage, how much money, how much return on investment, where can I get funds? Financial plan is absolutely important. Bright ideas, brilliant ideas have failed because of the lack of financial support or a lack of financial planning. Investor is your best friend if you are starting off as an entrepreneur. Doing business on your own money, not a good idea. Find a good collaborator who would invest on your idea. He earns, she earns, you earn. That's the best business model in today's world and future too. Handholding with a mentor, handholding will be such an important aspect in your life when you're an entrepreneur or a startup. Pressure handling, I've already spoken about AQ. I'll quickly move forward. This is the last slide. You need to understand certain terms. A startup incubator, you must have heard so much about incubation centers. It's a very common term whenever you talk about startups. Incubation center or a startup incubator is basically a collaborative program supported by government. A lot of private incubation centers are being created. It's a centralized workspace which has all it requires, the support to take off your idea into a commercial angle or into a converting into a business model. For example, it provides you workspace. It provides you the initial pocket money or the seed funding to take off that idea into a product, process, or service. It provides you with expert mentoring and the required training. Believe me, an idea without the training will fall flat. You need to be trained on processes to take it from an idea stage into a business model. Connect with incubators. You will find incubators, you Google for them, find good incubators who are registered or part of the government list. You will be safe there. Find it find the available in your region. Connect with the government. There are a lot of schemes floated by the government to support entrepreneurship, and government is trying to promote doing your own business, providing employability to people rather than looking for employability. So there are a lot of schemes by the government which will help you financially, support, space. Find one, and with that you can actually convert your idea into a successful business model. Probably we're looking for another big company, and believe me, it could be another one amongst you. Best wishes from me. Before I go, I need to thank and compliment Mr. Carlisle McFarlane and his team for doing all he is doing for the students, for his vision, for the way he is dedicated. I want to thank Mr. Hitesh Keswani for putting this together, for inviting me onto this forum, and for all the things that he's doing for the students. I'm sure, I know he's quite popular with you guys as Mr. Hike. And thank you all for your patience. You can connect to me outside this forum. My contact details is with Mr. Hitesh Keswani. In terms of any hand-holding, any kind of further information you need, I'm always available for all the La Martiniere students. All the best, take care, and bye-bye.